Good evening. It is almost 10 o'clock tonight, and it is October 23rd, Thursday, October 23rd, and it's been a busy day. I had work. It was my short work day, and I have been craving KFC for like a week. We hardly ever eat it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up KFC on my way home from work. So I picked up KFC, and then Levi wanted to watch a movie, so we watched a movie. I did some knitting. I didn't bring it in here. It's not a whole lot. I have completed 2 scallops of Clue 1 of the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, and I'm a quarter of the way on scallop 3, and I did all that since I came home today. So that, I guess that's a good chunk of time, because I'm kind of slow when it comes to his stuff because I don't want to mess it up. But it's in the other room and I'm too lazy to go get it, so I will show it to you tomorrow. But I started filming yesterday. I had gotten a couple teeth fixed and it was an ordeal. I went and they did like the block and you know, I thought everything was fine, and he asked me, thank God he asked me before he got started, he said, you know, are you feeling numb in your lip and your tongue? And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm kind of like a little tingly in my tongue and like a little tingly in my lip, but nothing more than like little tingles. And he was like, okay, like we'll give you a second block. And I was like, okay. And I'm really glad they did, because there was one spot and it was uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable enough to ask him to stop. And it wasn't, I don't think it's that I wasn't numb enough. I think maybe it's just a sensitive area. So it was a little tender, and only the one, like he was only in that spot for a little while, and then he'd move to a different spot and then he'd come back. So it wasn't bad, but I can only imagine that if he hadn't given me that second block, I think I would have been in tears. I probably would have pulled right away from him. So I'm really glad that he was a really nice dentist and asked me and was like, hey, like, what are you feeling? And let's do something about it. Like, thank God. So wonderful. Anyways, so then I felt like my lip was out to here. I was numb up to my eyeball. I do have a little video. I don't know if I'm going to include it, but if I do include it, you might giggle. It's not as bad as I thought. So when I was talking, I felt like I had marbles in my mouth and I was like, blah, 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 blah. But when I watched the video, only a little bit of it is me talking kind of funny. So it's not as terrible as it felt like, but it is kind of funny. I remember when I was checking out yesterday, they were asking me questions, and like if it was like a t sound or a s, like an S or a th or something like that, I was like, I just couldn't say it. It was really funny. Anyways, I'm really wordy tonight. I don't know if I'm just really tired or what it is, but bear with me. Okay, so yesterday was a day. I didn't film the rest of the day because by the time I started, even before the numbness started wearing off, my tooth started hurting and it was really uncomfortable. And it was uncomfortable to eat, and it was uncomfortable to like yawn, and it just was not a great day. And I probably could have mustered through, but I didn't think anyone was sitting at home like throwing darts at my face because I wasn't uploading a video. So there's that. I just decided to take care of myself. So I'm all about that on this channel, all about self-love and filling your cup and doing what you got to do to take care of yourself. So anyways, brand new day. I was really busy this morning getting a bunch of emails done. I finished editing my Rhinebeck video, went to work, uploaded the video that was late, uploaded my Rhinebeck video, and then during my downtime, we had a little bit of an emergency. So that took out my downtime, which is fine. Like, downtime's not a given. Ooh, excuse me. And then picked up KFC, like I was saying, because I couldn't stop thinking about it. And the reason I brought up the dentist thing is because it hurt to eat tonight. Why would you want fried chicken, Cassie? Why? Anyways, it was good. Ate it on this side of my mouth with a fork. But I figured, I have been promising a Rhinebeck haul. I think I mentioned it earlier this week in one of my videos. So I'm gonna do that before I go to bed. And I am wound for sound, so I don't know if I'll sleep tonight. But I'm too distracted to finish writing my little paper that I have to write. It's a small paper. I can whip it up tomorrow, but I was hoping to get it done tonight. Anyways, so here we go. It's not in any particular order. It's just I've got this bag here. This was Rhinebeck merchandise. So I got one of their totes. This is their logo this year. It's pretty detailed, pretty elaborate, really cute. And everything is in here. So I've got this bag here. I like it because it's like a library theme, and inside are different pockets, and it's got this little strap. And what you do is you put your circular needles in here, and then you strap them in, and you can organize them by size, which I think is pretty great. This was made by, and I wish I remembered the lady's name. So my favorite stitch marker is called Wee Ones. And her mom was in the booth, and her mom makes bags, and her mom's bags are always in the Wee Ones booth, but the mom is never there. And I've asked for a business card the first year, like, do you have a business card for your mom? And she said no, she doesn't have an online presence. I just sell it when I have my booths. And I was like, okay. Well, this year her mom was there, so I got to meet her mom, which was pretty cool. Yes, so her mom made this. So it's a circular needle organizer. Let's see. It might be a little bit noisy. Okay, then I got this from Wee Ones. This is a tiny little sheep. There we go. I guess it focuses better without my hand in the way. And it's carrying, looks like an apple. This was the Rhinebeck exclusive. Oh, I really can't get it anywhere where it's gonna focus a whole lot for you. But it's super, super cute. Come on, thingy. Okay, so that's the Rhinebeck exclusive from Wee Ones. And then I've got her anatomy set, which has a heart, which is very anatomically correct. Most of the valves are on this side. It's got a kidney, it's got an eyeball, and it's got a brain. And I have this set already, but my brain came up missing, so I wanted another set. And I'm a nurse. Who doesn't like anatomy, right? And then I got this set. There was 4 of them, but I'm using 2 of them. These are some Tunis sheep. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but she has so much detail that she even has like a little nostrils. So freaking cute. And then I love axolotls, and I got some pink axolotls. They're kind of funny looking, but I like them. I was gonna get a pink, so I have an axolotl. Her name is Jabberwocky. It's really hard to tell unless you are mating them, whether it's a female or a male. And when I refer to my axolotl, sometimes I refer to Jabberwocky as female and sometimes as male. So my Jabberwocky is fluid neutral. Anyways, I was gonna get a pink one, but I saw one that was an adult and they're like translucent, and I just thought that was kind of gross. So I have a gray one. Let's see what else. I got some Vermont stitch markers. They're wooden. stickers. That's Bumblebee Acres, New York Sheep and Wool, another Bumblebee Acres, Miss Babs, and then Fiber MacGyver, there's a sticker, and then there's some needle stoppers and a tiny try-on cord. Dawn Seller Studio button. I got to meet, well, I've met her before. I got to see Jen. I gave her a nice hug. And then Do You Just Lou? This is bags. Oh, I think it's this one. So I got this bag from Jessalou Bags. And it says, "For fuck's sake." I couldn't resist it. I'm sorry. I have a potty mouth. I just couldn't. And it's so pretty and dainty looking, right? Like, who would think you would just walk up to somebody and be like, "Oh my God, your beautiful bag says, 'oh, for fuck's sakes.'" I don't know. It's funny. I like it. Okay. And I got this sock kit from Bumblebee Acres, so it's got a bag in it. I don't really know what this is. We're going to open it up. It says Progress Keeper and stitch markers. Okay, so I'm just noticing now that when I open this up, this bag is by Hannah Lou Designs. Look how sweet it is. Okay. And then here's the yarn. It's a sock set, and the colorway is Cardinals and the Glen. Really fun. Definitely Christmassy or like wintry. And then I guess this is the needle stopper, because these are the stitch markers. It's kind of thick. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. Okay, put that away. Actually, I'll get rid of that. Okay. And there was this booth that had a lot of like cheat sheets, stitch markers. Like they had one that was like for cables, like cable front, cable back, knit front and back. I got a couple that are make one right. And I got a couple make one lefts. What else did I get? Make one right, make one left. And then they also had like color A, B, C, D, purl two together. Like they had a whole bunch of ones that you could use as like little cheat sheets. And I got this one, of course. So if you don't know, I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I had uterine cancer. We found it early, and I didn't have to do a lot of the things that unfortunately a lot of people have to do when they have cancer. So I was very, very lucky. Scary, very scary, but very lucky, very blessed. And so I don't talk about it very much because I feel guilty for not having it had as bad as some people have it. I know that sounds a little weird, but anyways, so I got a uterus because she was my enemy. This was not something I bought, but this one is pretty funny. So I have a friend named Beth, and I met her in the Love and Stitches membership, which is a membership by Knitty Natty. And she was one of the original members, and I was one of the original members. So we've known each other for almost 5 years now. And she is very well known in the knitting community, and even with some of the bigger designers. And so there's this whole thing of like, I know Beth. And so her friend made these stickers to hand out, and it says, "I know Beth," and then you put your name. So funny. But I didn't want to waste the sticker. I wanted to keep it. So I asked if she would rip one off for me. And then I got a couple coasters. Grab Yo Drank from Chevy Rell. She is a podcaster. She is hilarious. I met her back in 2022, I think it was. And that was really fun. So then I got to see her again. I talked to her a couple of days before Rhinebeck to be like, "Hey, are you coming? What time are you gonna be on the hill?" So I got to see her and talk to her for a little bit. That was nice. And then I got to meet up with Tristan from Dragon Horde Yarn, and she gave me this. She had a little bag of, I think they might have all been pumpkins, but they look similar to this, and you could pick one. So I picked the pumpkin one, and in it is a pumpkin stitch marker. Just wicked cute. And then I also ran into her mom, Christy, and she had a little pouch and she told me I could pick a big one and a small one. So I got those, which is pretty fun. And then my friend Erin from the Love and Stitches membership, my best friend passed away in February, and she was like a big part of this membership. Like, everybody loved her. She played a big role in the membership in terms of like Zooms or whatever. So she was a huge presence. And one of the things, she had a lot of pet peeves that bothered her, and people liked to tease her about it. And she was a really good sport about it. And one of them was granny squares. And so my friend Jordan was trying to make this movement of squares for Salila for Rhinebeck. And so that's why I had these like granny square earrings. Anyways, so we had a friend named Erin who came, and she had this special ordered for me, and it is a granny square, and it's a progress keeper. So that was really, really sweet of her. Okay, that's it for the little bag here. I'm gonna throw them in real quick. And then Fiber MacGyver, I got this really bright pink orange. Oh my gosh, love it. It's showing up darker on the camera, but it's like bright in person. And it's called I Like You. Oh, that's funny. I never even looked at the name. I like you. I like people. I really do. Even when they're jerks, I tend to like people. Okay, so I got this. And then I don't have any mohair in my stash. And I saw this mohair and I thought it was really pretty. And it's called Creamsicle. I don't know why it's called Creamsicle, because it's definitely like a bubblegum pink. But it's Surrey silk. And little did I know, I bought these and I went up to the register, and there was like a mannequin with a t-shirt, and it was, I didn't look at the pattern or anything, but apparently it was made out of these two things, and it was really pretty. So maybe I'll make a garment, like or a cowl, maybe, because it's only one skein. Maybe I'll do that. So that's Fiber MacGyver. Then I got these really cool skeins. So this skein, as you knit it up, it starts, well, depending on what end I start on, it's either dark or light, and it goes from like, this is like got like dark purple moody, and then it turns into like pink, and it goes down and it turns into like a peach color. Wicked pretty. So I got two of those, colorway Sunrise, and the individual that was checking me out looked to make sure I had the same dye lot and had to like go and switch one out so that it had the same dye lot, which I think was really great. Really cool. If you want to see what it looks like, check out my Rhinebeck video. I do a quick little video of like showing the colors, and then there's a picture of this yarn and a sample of it knit up next to it. Okay, I also got this. Look how fun this is. This is from Miss Babs, right? Yes, Miss Babs. And I'm not like a huge Miss Babs fan. Like, I don't not like Miss Babs, but the yarn hasn't ever felt differently to me than other yarn that I've used. Like, it's not like, oh wow, this is a dream to work with. It's not bad to work with. It just doesn't have like a wow factor for me. But this color, I just could not. So it is called, is that the color name? Okay. Sans Souci, or Sans Souci. I know that's French, but I don't know what it means. It's on a Babette base, and it is Estrita, because it's all glitter-like. Let's see, 92 superwash wool and 8% Lurex. So, don't know what that'll be, but super fun. It reminds me of the Galaxy. And I got this really fun colorway. This was also from Miss Babs. I am like in this phase where I am just loving the autumnal colors. I have 3 skeins from Bumblebee Acres from last year in this color schematic. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. This is called Catskills Hike, and it's on their Yummy 2-ply, so 100% superwash merino. Yeah, really pretty. And then This is the Bumblebee Acres skein, and I really love it. See, it's sort of autumnal, but then it's got like the darkness to it. It's called Jack-o'-lantern, and like, I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And then, this is so funny, guys. When I got home and I was taking pictures of my haul, I don't remember buying this at all. It's from Bumblebee Acres. It's pretty. Like, it's definitely like pastel-y, and it's got pinks, and I love pink. It's got some blue. I love pastel blue. It's called Little Women. I'm not a Little Women fan. I have no idea why I bought this skein. I don't know if I had a project in mind at the moment, or if I was just like, that's nice, and threw it in my cart. I have no idea what I did. It'll be pretty, but it had to have been an impulse buy. Had to have been. And then my last piece is this yarn by Into the World, and it is called Strange Children. I wanted it in a DK weight, and one of the booth attendants was trying to help me, but we couldn't find it. Anyways, Into the World. I've used them twice, so I always buy at least one skein at Rhinebeck once I had discovered their booth. So this is the third time I've seen their booth. So the first time I had a skein that was similar to this, like muddy blue purples, but it was a little more purpley. And I knit my sister a pair of socks that had a spider on them, and it was my favorite project to make. I loved the yarn, I loved the pattern, and I just loved that I was sending this package to her that was so full of love. Like, it was just like wonderful, and I had really good memories. So the next year I went and got another skein, and I don't remember what color I got or what I did with it. But I fell in love with this one. I definitely wanted another, like, kind of what I call like muddled variegated. It's like definitely gonna be socks. I might make a pair of spider socks for me. I don't know. The pattern takes a while, but it's a really fun pattern. Okay, that's it. That's my haul. I spent way too much money, as always. I can't tell you how many times I was like, pretend you have no more money. Pretend you have no more money. Pretend you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna be sleeping in a trash bag. Like I kept telling myself, like, enough. But I couldn't help it. So bad. I'm so glad my husband wasn't there. Anyways, worth it. Lots of fun. I didn't do as many of the things as I normally do. Like, I normally go and watch the chopstick knitting contest. I love it. It's so fun. I usually watch the leaping llamas. So they have like a little, not quite an obstacle course. It's kind of like reverse limbo. So instead of the bar going lower, the bar is going higher, and they have goats and llamas, and they each come and they see if they can get them over that, and they go until there's only one animal left and they win, and it's a lot of fun. So I like always watch that. I always try to catch the sheep parade or the llama parade. I didn't get either of those. My focus, it was a very weird experience because I'm usually very planned, and this year I was very go with the flow, and I really wanted to spend time with people, and I was able to do that. So I met up with, a lot of people that I met in the membership. There was a table, where some of us were sitting and knitting, and like people would kind of come and go, and there was like a core of us that stayed there for a good chunk of time, and that was awesome. I got to meet obviously some podcasters on the hill, and then there's a couple people that I've been like fangirling on about for a long time, which is Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn and Christy of Yarn Cafe Creations. And so I don't talk to Christy as much, and I knew they were going to be there, but they weren't going to have a set time to be on the hill. And then Tristan told me they'd be there by like noon on Saturday, and so I went, and they weren't there, and I was on the hill for a while, never ran into them. So Sunday I was going to do all the like events, like the leaping llamas and the sheep parade and whatnot, but Tristan had reached back out to me. She had responded to me, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we ended up going later, and we weren't there on the hill. And so we met up during one of the events on Sunday. And so the whole trip really was a lot about people and connections, and it just made me so happy. At first, my OCD person like the OCD part of myself was a little like frustrated that I didn't follow like my normal template and I didn't do my normal routine. But I really had a great time. Like, I really just enjoyed the people. I think I was a little worried about disappointing my viewers. And like, I don't have a lot of viewers, but my Rhinebeck videos, you know, I like to show not just what I'm doing, but a little bit about like what experience you're going to get when you go to Rhinebeck. What are the things you can see? And so I think that played a little bit of a stress in my head of you're not really showing people what they can do. But once I let that go a little bit and really reflected on the fact that I just got to spend time with people and talk to people, and it was great. Like, I really was sad to go and not be able to see those people again. And hopefully I'll get to see them again next year. Yeah, I'm rambly today. If you're still here, thank you for being here. And I'm sorry that I'm all over the place, but Rhinebeck was amazing. I'm glad I went. I finished my sweater before I went, and then I didn't like the neckline, and then the bag that I had on my shoulder just kept dragging the neckline, and it also made me look like much larger than I am. Like, the pictures when I'm wearing the sweater versus the pictures when I'm not wearing the sweater, there's a big significant difference. But anyways, let that go. I had a sweater. And now I'm behind on both of my mystery make-alongs. So I'm hoping that I can finish Clue 1 tomorrow and maybe start Clue 2. And I'm hoping that I can pick up my Haunted Hues mystery sock. I think there's 4 clues and I'm on Clue 3. And when I say on Clue 3, I mean like haven't started it yet, but I'm at a point where I can. So hoping to get some of that done tomorrow. My after school program, Destination Imagination, starts tomorrow. So I'm very excited. I haven't seen my kidlet since, I can't remember if we had our tournament in March. Yeah, we did. It was March. So I haven't seen them since March. Like, I've seen my niece, obviously. She's on my team, but I haven't seen the other 2 kids, and I'm just really excited because they kind of feel like an extended family. And we have an extra team this year, so I get to kind of mentor a new team leader, and yeah, I'm very happy. But I gotta go to bed or I'm gonna be cranky and tired tomorrow, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna put myself to bed, and then I'm gonna work on some knitting tomorrow before I go to the school. Yeah, I hope you all had a great day. I hope you've all had a great week. We're almost there. There's one more day, and we all can do it. I believe in you. Tomorrow's Friday. It's the best day of the week. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome to October 24th. It's Friday and it is my oldest son's birthday. He's turning 20 today, so that's pretty exciting. So today I had the day off because I have to work tomorrow, and I did, some of the housework stuff like laundry, dishes, whatnot, but I spent a lot of time knitting, and I don't have as much to show for it as I thought I would, which is pretty disappointing. But I was working on my Stephen West shawl, which is in this bag by Tika Bags that I got at Rhinebeck. And let's see here. See if I can take it out without breaking it, because I just started a second one. Okay, so here's the front. It's gonna be tricky to show you. So there's 1 scallop, 2 scallop, 3 scallop. So there's 3 scallops, and I've just started scallop number 4. So it's a little fiddly, and I gotta weave in some ends. I usually weave them in as I go, but with some of the stitch patterns, when I was weaving them as I go, I couldn't, like for example, when I was doing the welts, I couldn't see what bump to pick up because I had woven the yarn. So it's a bit chaotic at the moment. So starting on number 4 here, and I think I had 2 done when I started. So I think I've only done 1 and the start of a second one, which seems crazy, but I mean, it is what it is. And then tonight I hosted Zoom, and I didn't think I could pay attention to a pattern and actually be like an interactive host. And I couldn't work on my Haunted Hues mystery sock for the same reason. And I had intentions of working on that sock during the day, but I was like, I have to finish scallop 3. And then I was like, I should do scallop 4. I don't know. I was obsessed with this shawl. I didn't get anything done. So anyways, during Zoom tonight, I worked on a vanilla pair of socks that I started at Rhinebeck. This is with yarn from Woolens and Nosh. It's called Butterfly Nebula. So it's a self-striping yarn, which is really pretty. So today when I got onto Zoom, I had just a couple of rows in the heel flap. So I did the heel flap, heel turn, and I've just finished my gusset decreases. So that's exciting. And I got these cute little sheep. I love these stitch markers. They're so cute. They're by Wee Ones. So I worked on that, and I finished my, I did homework today. I finished my last 2 assignments for this class. So this class is over, and my next class starts on Monday. My next class is pathophysiology, and I'm very excited. I kind of like poked around in the class or whatever and looked at the final project, and we have to find, we have to choose a famous person who has a pretty significant illness or medical condition, and then we have to break it down and do a bunch of different pieces for the assessment and make a care plan and a lot of finer details. But I used to work in a dementia ward, and there is a kind of dementia called Lewy bodies dementia, and it's beyond having the memory loss and the word finding and what you typically associate with dementia. They also have neurological symptoms, so they almost act like they also have Parkinson's. So some of their motor function goes down, they get like a shuffling gait, some tremors. So it affects them cognitively and also like motor function. You can also have hallucinations. It's very fascinating. And I mean that as like an outsider. I don't mean that it's fascinating for someone to have it, but the condition itself is pretty fascinating. So I was typing up to see like what famous person might have Lewy bodies dementia because I'm fascinated by it. And Robin Williams had it. I knew that he had dementia, and that was part of why he committed suicide, but I did not know it was Lewy bodies. So I'm really hoping, we have to get approval from our instructor, so I'm really hoping that she will approve the person and the condition for me, because I think that would be really fun. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so rambly at night. This is why I introduced myself in the beginning of the day, because at night I'm just all over the place. Oh, these are cute. So I pulled out some candy for Halloween. Look at this. It's a vampire Kit Kat. It's so cute. It's very yummy, of course. What else have I done? Oh, yes. My after-school program started today. So my Destination Imagination team got together. 2 teams. I am the coordinator, so I oversee 3 teams, but I manage a team one-on-one. So 2 out of the 3 teams were there today. We have some new team members that have never done DI before, which makes me so excited to explain what the program is about and get other people really excited, because I've been doing it since I was a kid and I love the program. So that was really fun. Got to answer some questions, do some building and performance challenges, and it was great. It filled my heart. And then we had pizza for dinner because I'm lazy. This was a really good lazy day. And then I had my Zoom. So it's been a busy, lazy day. It's been nice. But I did not edit yesterday's Vlogtober. I totally forgot. And I was going to upload it today. So it's almost, is it almost 11? It's like 10:40. So I'm hoping to edit yesterday's and get it uploading while I'm sleeping. And then this will hopefully be edited tomorrow. So I'll get caught up eventually. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you had some crafting. I hope your week went well. And I hope that you are going to have some either plans that really excite you this weekend or time to just craft, which, I mean, we love that, right? And I hope that you have a chance to fill your cup. I'll see you tomorrow.